faithfully conveying value, interpreting global great books. Hello, this is Sally Book Talk. Today I'll interpret the book Desire Stone for you. The subtitle is A Diamond Dream Intertwined with Power, Lies, and Love. In the title, Desire Stone refers to diamonds. They form in the mantle under temperatures around 1,000 degrees Celsius and immense pressure, where carbon crystallizes into diamonds. Later, through volcanic eruptions and other geological events, they're brought to the surface. Diamonds were first discovered about 2,400 years ago. Near India's Krishna River, local monarchs and chiefs used diamonds as symbols of royal authority. Indians believed diamonds' clarity and sparkle were divine, each linked to a star, with deities inside, influencing the wearer's fortune. In the 17th century, French merchants brought diamonds to Europe, sparking a craze among royalty and nobles, who set them in crowns. Entering the 20th century, diamonds took on new meanings. They symbolize eternal love. A diamond company's slogan is, "A diamond is forever." So, over the long years, how did diamonds gradually become symbols of love and marriage? What untold stories surround diamonds? Desire Stone. This book will answer these questions. The author, Tom Zollner, is an American journalist and editor, former reporter for the San Francisco Chronicle, and co-author of An Ordinary Man, the biography of Paul Rusesabagina, manager of Hotel Rwanda. Don Will. The adapted film Hotel Rwanda earned several nominations at the 2005 Oscars and Golden Globes. Desire Stone, first published in 2006, the Chinese edition is nearly 290,000 words across 10 chapters. The author visited Africa's mines, India's polishing factories, and De Beers, the diamond giant, to uncover the sweat, desire, and lies behind diamonds. After publication, it was named a notable book by the American Library Association. Next, I'll explore the mysteries of diamonds through 4 parts. First, how did diamonds become symbols of love in marriage? Second, why are diamonds so expensive? Third, what are the stories of blood and sweat behind diamonds? Fourth, what new changes have occurred in the diamond industry recently? And now, let's dive into the first part, how diamonds became symbols of love and marriage. As mentioned, diamonds were first discovered in India, regarded by royalty as symbols of power, and later became European nobles' new favorite. But for ordinary people, this clear, sparkling stone felt distant from their daily lives. However, starting in the 1930s, diamond giant De Beers launched advertising campaigns that gradually established diamonds as symbols of romance. How did this transformation happen? In 1888, British businessman Cecil John Rhodes founded De Beers Mining Company in South Africa, controlling 90% of the world's diamond supply. By the 1930s, De Beers faced diamond oversupply, while the impending World War II cast uncertainty over diamond's future. De Beers decided to enter the American market, but at that time, Americans still viewed diamonds as luxury items worn only by pretentious aristocrats or gangsters. In 1938, De Beers partnered with American ad agency N.W. Ayer and Son to reposition diamonds for millions of middle-class Americans. The key was making diamonds inseparable from romantic love. AEA didn't emphasize diamonds' novelty, but convinced consumers that giving diamond engagement rings was a timeless tradition. Ads referenced Roman soldiers tying leather cords around wives' fingers as commitment symbols, claiming diamonds prevented infidelity and preserved love.
One ad declared, "The bigger the better, or the marriage becomes second rate."
A 1939 ad stated, "A wife cherishing an heirloom necklace or a daughter inheriting a family ring embodies eternal, precious sentiment." Many early De Beers ads by Ayer were created by copywriter Frances Garrity. One day in 1948, Garrity was tasked to craft memorable taglines for diamond illustrations under tight deadline. She struggled until 4 a.m., wrote some words, then fell asleep exhausted. Next day, she brought the tagline to the office, "A diamond is forever," becoming one of history's most successful slogans. Forever. This concept targets men. In the US, engagement is a big deal for men. It marks their entry into adulthood and taking on family responsibilities. Buying a diamond ring is a commitment for men, pledging loyalty to marriage.
Thus, while women mainly wear diamond rings, men are the primary buyers, making up 90% of purchasers.
Later surveys found that men, not women, prefer buying larger diamond rings. Women want to spend more on wedding or new home essentials, so a smaller diamond ring is fine. Only 22% of women would divert funds, like car payments or mortgages, to buy diamond rings, but 59% of men would. For women, AR ads promoted "Diamonds are a girl's best friend" through Hollywood, bribing publicists to ensure photos of stars wearing diamonds. They got diamonds into popular magazines, provided them for celebrities, and encouraged screenwriters to add diamonds to plots, like Hitchcock's films. The 1955 film To Catch a Thief and the 1963 French film Pink Violence both featured diamond thieves. In the 1953 romantic musical, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Marilyn Monroe wore a 26-carat yellow diamond necklace singing, "Men grow old, women grow old, everyone loses their charm in the end." But whether it's a square, multifaceted diamond or a pear-shaped one, the shape remains constant.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
This song made "Diamonds are a girl's best friend" a common phrase in American speech. By the 1960s, the sexual liberation movement was in full swing in the US. The idea of diamonds as a marriage essential was challenged. De Beers countered by giving diamonds new stories, symbolizing both fidelity and sexual liberation, tradition, and new ideas. A 1971 ad copy read, "My wedding won't be like my mother's, but the diamond my man gives me out of love and what I hope for are the same as every woman's dream." Besides, De Beers also sold jewelry to women as gifts to themselves.
One ad focused on a woman's foot with a black high heel hooked on and a jeweled brooch pinned on her fishnet stocking.
"Why walk slowly when you can stride boldly?" That's the ad slogan. "Diamonds shatter all the rules." De Beers' crafted illusion of love in America was undeniably successful. As of the book's publication, half the world's diamonds were sold to the US, with 90% used for engagement rings. Meanwhile, across the ocean, De Beers created a culture in Japan where men needed diamonds to get married. In the mid-1960s, De Beers targeted Japan. Back then, Japanese didn't need diamonds for two reasons. First, many marriages were arranged by elders. Second, men influenced by Bushido saw actively attracting women as uncool and undignified. But De Beers changed their minds. In 1966, De Beers launched its ad campaign in Japan, which was super American in style. It pushed diamond rings as symbols of Western sexiness and success. In the ads, men wore sharp suits driving sports cars, while women were all westernized and unconventional, biking, camping, sailing yachts. At that time, Japan was shaking off War II's aftermath, with its economy booming. Japanese people increasingly embraced Western lifestyles, like Hollywood movies, jazz, fridges, and TVs. With spare cash, they could buy fancier stuff. De Beers also told young working guys through ads, "To make your bride happy, spend 3 months' salary on a diamond ring." Most De Beers print ads in Japan feature the slogan, "A marriage ring is worth 3 months' salary." Another ad showed a young man at his desk, looking thoughtful into the distance, with the caption, "Tell me, is spending 3 months' salary on your ideal woman a manly thing to do?" Uh, or, "Does buying an engagement ring with 3 months' salary lead to happiness?" These ads all told Japanese consumers, if you don't spend 3 months' salary on a diamond ring for your bride, you're not manly and won't be happy. Which sounds absurd. But for Japanese folks used to collectivism and herd mentality, these ads hit just the right note. A senior marketing exec told reporters that Japanese people are used to seeking society's approval, making it tough to convince them of new things. Once you get them to accept something, they'll all flock to it.
In 1966, the year De Beers launched its first ad in Japan, less than 1% of Japanese brides received diamond rings.
But 15 years later, in 1981, that number rose to 60%. Another decade later, by 1991, nearly 90% of Japanese brides received diamond rings, and Japan became the world's second largest diamond consumer market. In fact, regarding how many months' salary should be spent on an engagement ring, there are differences across countries. In the US, it's about 2 months' salary, while British men are only willing to spend 1 month's salary on a diamond ring. In comparison, Japanese expectations are very high. The author asked a De Beers representative why they promoted higher prices in Japan than in the US and UK. The representative replied, "Honestly, we're just trying to inflate prices." That wraps up part one we discussed. In the 1930s and 1960s, De Beers launched advertising campaigns in the US and Japan, respectively. These ads changed minds, turning diamonds into eternal symbols of romantic love and transforming them from exclusive luxuries for nobles to necessities in marriage talks. However, for ordinary folks, even though diamonds aren't unreachable now, their prices aren't friendly. In developed countries, an engagement ring costs the groom 1 to 3 months' salary. Why are diamonds so expensive? In part two, we'll tackle this question. We often say scarcity makes things valuable. According to industry data, current global proven diamond reserves stand at 2.5 billion carats. Carat diamonds aren't rare, but De Beers made them scarce. Their first strategy was controlling diamond output, a policy set by De Beers founder Rhodes and company directors back in the 19th century. In the late 19th century, Rhodes controlled 90% of the world's diamond sources. He slashed output by about half, artificially creating scarcity, and diamond prices skyrocketed. Ernest Oppenheimer, who took over De Beers in 1929, also once said, "The only way to increase diamond value is to make them scarce." In other words, reduce production. And for potential new mining areas, De Beers kept a close eye. Once a new diamond mining area is found, De Beers agents show up nearby, trying to persuade or threaten the owners to sell the land to De Beers. The author notes in the book that throughout the 20th century, De Beers spent nearly as much time suppressing production as actually producing. For example, in 1975, a pair of French geologists discovered a diamond vein worth mining in Brazil. Although this mining area's reserves weren't large, De Beers quickly bought the land through a shell company. Then they weren't in a hurry to mine it. De Beers' second strategy is controlling diamond circulation and prices through the site system. De Beers holds 10 site transactions each year in London, with about 80 site holders participating each time. Each of them gets a box containing the diamond allocation provided by De Beers. These site holders then redistribute the diamonds from their boxes to their next level buyers. A former senior executive at De Beers said that to release exactly the right amount of diamonds into the market, De Beers meticulously calculates the allocation in each box must be sufficient to meet market demand, but scarce enough to prevent price drops. So, the executive told the author that maintaining balance is key. Companies represented by site holders must pass De Beers' strict evaluations on financial health, market acumen, and more. Site holders can't protest their allocation and must avoid selling too many diamonds at wholesale to prevent market volatility. Compliance brings profits. Defiance leads to punishment. Once, a New York site holder refused his box. He was no longer invited and had to pay premium prices to restock. This rule applies not just to site holders, but also to diamond suppliers. In 1981, the African nation Zaire, unhappy with its deal with De Beers, sought new contracts with 3 other European companies. Upon hearing this, De Beers released a massive diamond stockpile, crashing the market and pushing Zaire's diamond industry near bankruptcy. After Zaire resumed cooperation with De Beers, diamond prices immediately doubled. Beyond controlling output and the site system, crafting the love myth to reduce diamond circulation is De Beers' strategy for maintaining prices. Third strategy. Currently, there are about 1 billion carats of cut diamonds in the world. What does that mean? If you put them all together, they'd fill a double-decker bus. By branding diamonds as eternal and tying them to emotions, it makes it hard for owners to sell their diamond rings. After all, no bride wants a second-hand engagement ring. As wedding gifts, second-hand diamonds are worth a fraction of their original price. Beyond these three strategies, De Beers also spares no effort in fighting theft and smuggling in diamond mines. In mines in Angola and Congo, illegal diamonds entering the market through theft and smuggling cause price drops. Some West African diamonds sell in Belgium for just 5% of De Beers' prices. To tackle this, De Beers hired Sir Percy Sillitoe, head of Britain's MI5. Sillitoe formed a secret unit called the International Diamond Security Organization with ex-agents and cops. Sillitoe installed X-ray machines at mines. Everyone got scanned before leaving.
If operators saw a dark mass in someone's stomach, they'd be sent to hospital for stomach pumping.
Rumor has it some miners swallowed buttons or small stones to test if the machines worked. Sillitoe also infiltrated smuggling rings. His unit inspired British novelist Ian Fleming, creator of James Bond, whose book Diamonds Are Forever features Bond stopping diamond smugglers. With De Beers' permission, Fleming even met a senior agent from the security organization. The agent told Fleming many stories about De Beers' mid-level staff succumbing to temptation. For example, a De Beers geologist, let's call him John's son, worked on Namibia's Skeleton Coast. He hid diamonds he found in pits, flying back at night by seaplane to retrieve them. One night, his plane crashed, nearly killing him and exposing the theft. Agents found a jar he'd buried containing 1,400 diamonds. Fleming later wrote, "The Diamond Smugglers, praising diamond cops' invincibility and boosting diamonds' allure." However, while diamonds weave dreams of love, desire, and charm in the West, they're also tied to violence and exploitation in other parts of the world. Next, in part 3, we'll explore the stories of blood and sweat behind diamonds. The most prominent among these is blood diamonds, which refer to diamonds used to fund civil wars in Africa. In 1975, after Angola gained independence, a civil war lasting 27 years erupted, with both sides trading beautiful, colorless Angolan diamonds for AK-47 rifles, rocket launchers, and landmines from arms dealers. In the late 1990s, at the peak of blood diamond trade, 4 to 14% of diamonds in the U.S. market were blood diamonds. In 2001, De Beers and other diamond companies introduced the Kimberley process under UN pressure. So, the process requires any country exporting diamonds to prove they're not from conflict zones, but this can't stop diamonds from war zones from being smuggled into neighboring countries and sold legally to Europe and America.
In 2002, Jonas Savimbi, the leader of Angola's opposition, was killed by government forces.
The Angolan Civil War ended, but the bloody stories surrounding Angolan diamonds continue as armed government troops and rebel veterans turn their guns on civilians. Jack, pro quote, they set up roadblocks to harass miners. For miners, finding diamonds doesn't necessarily mean wealth, it could mean death. Some miners suspected of swallowing large diamonds were jailed and forced to drink a liquid that causes diarrhea. Some died from this unknown drug, while others were gutted for diamonds. And then so far, each day. In a way, these diamonds are even bloodier than wartime diamonds. Previously, government and rebel forces attacked enemies, but now they openly massacre civilians. In other diamond regions, some strike it rich with large diamonds, while others remain trapped in poverty and danger. Oh, well, for example, in the Central African Republic, miners find diamonds in the sand each year with a retail value equivalent to $2.05. Two-thirds of the country's population live on less than $1 a day, while a 4-carat diamond can easily sell for $50,000 in the US, enough to sustain 3 Central African families for life. Well, diamond pits in the Central African Republic are relatively shallow, usually within 1.5 meters underground. But these geological layers are soft, with walls frequently collapsing. There are no statistics on how many die in mining accidents each year. But almost every miner has heard of accidental deaths in the pits. Now, leaving diamond sources, let's visit processing centers. India is one of the world's major diamond polishing hubs. There, diamond polishers sweat in 30-plus degrees Celsius heat, working 12-hour days for just 10 cents per polished diamond. Many of these polishers are miners. India's diamond processing began in the early 20th century and expanded in the 1990s. In Surat, Western India, stands what's called the world's largest polishing factory. In Gujarat, where Surat is located, every family has someone polishing diamonds for livelihood, and polishing has low barriers, just needing a guarantor for honesty and youth. Because polishing requires not just small hands, but excellent sharp eyesight, making child labor widespread. In 1997, the International Confederation of Free Trade Unions estimated at least 10% of India's polishing workforce were child laborers. During the author's India interviews, factory owners claimed child labor was history, but that's not what he witnessed in Surat. A diamond factory supervisor told the author, whenever inspectors come, bosses hide the child workers. The supervisor estimated about 20% of Surat's workforce are minors. Pratya, an 18-year-old, is one such child laborer. He was born in a poor Gujarat village, eldest son with an unemployed father. At 12, through his cousin's referral, Kartia became a diamond polisher, working 6 days weekly, 12 hours daily at 10 cents hourly, all sent home.
In rural India, boys like Pratya working in cities are seen as role models.
But for these boys, polishing is a last resort. Without it, they beg.
Katya, he told the author, people say diamonds change fate. I don't believe it at all. Gems do nothing for life. He fears machines and worries about damaging diamonds. Mistakes mean beatings. Polishing isn't just exhausting, it damages eyesight, and the dust harms their health. Many polishers suffer headaches and respiratory issues, often developing asthma or gastric fibrosis. Polishers should wear masks while working, but hardly anyone does. Many factories simply don't provide masks. To this industry, polishers are replaceable. Factories never run short of teenage polishers. That concludes part 3. For miners and polishers, diamonds mean sweat and sometimes life itself. Finally, in part 4, we'll cover recent changes in the diamond industry. In the 1970s, a new deposit was discovered in northwest Australia. Named the Argyle Mine, it launched production in 1983. Operating for 37 years until its 2020 closure, Argyle produced 965 million carats total. At its 1994 peak, Argyle yielded 42.8 million carats annually, then the world's largest diamond source. To stabilize prices, De Beers struck deals with Ashton Mining and Rio Tinto, buying 45,000 tons of Argyle diamonds yearly. But Argyle diamonds were low quality, mostly small, tea-colored brown stones, originally fit only for dental drills or industrial tools. India's cheap labor made polishing these brown diamonds profitable. Australians rebranded them as champagne and cognac diamonds, marketing them not just for elites, but for anyone with a job or savings. At the 2003 Oscars, Entertainment Tonight host Maria Menounos wore a gown with 2,000 brown diamonds, cementing their image. Crafted into necklaces and rings in India, These gained surprising popularity in the US, Japan, and beyond. Surveys even found many consumers believe champagne diamonds are as rare as colorless ones. In Canada, thousands of miles away, the diamond narrative keeps evolving. In the 1990s, diamond deposits were found in Canada's Northwest Territories, quickly making it the world's third largest producer after Namibia and Botswana. And annual production here is worth about $1.02, with Canadian diamonds prized for their vodka-like clarity and coolness. As Canada entered diamond production, European human rights groups turned attention to Africa's blood diamonds.
Thus, Canadian diamond merchants emphasized their stones' purity and elegance.
Retailers engraved diamond girdles with maple leaves, polar bears, and Inuit houses to distance themselves from blood diamonds. One ad claimed Canadian diamonds were pure embodiments born a billion years ago under the northern lights. The ad added, "Other diamonds exist, let others wear those." Meanwhile, in Russia, scientists discovered how to make diamonds from carbon powder, challenging diamond status as rare treasures.
Siberian mineralogists invented this by building a high-pressure machine to simulate Earth's mantle environment, accidentally creating diamonds.
This method is now used in the US and Eastern Europe. US company Genesis produces 500 yellow diamonds monthly, quality so convincing it fools experts, retailing at $5,000 per carat, just a quarter of Botswana's natural orange diamonds. Scientists can not only create diamonds, but enhance poorly colored ones in under 2 months. They transform brown diamonds into red ones, while natural red diamonds fetch approximately $1 million per carat. In 2003, Europe began certifying lab-grown diamonds, granting them legitimacy. With new mines discovered, De Beers' control of rough diamonds dropped from 75% in 2000 to under 50% by 2004. De Beers tells customers lab diamonds lack natural diamonds' mystery, like clones missing a human soul. In 2004, De Beers chairman Nicky Oppenheimer told the Times of London, "Diamonds are created by nature over millions of years through volcanic activity. They come from Earth's depths, not laboratories." De Beers also claimed, "Real men with real feelings choose real diamonds, while lab diamonds represent barren love." However, entering the new millennium, De Beers was changing too. In 1999, De Beers hired American consulting firm Bain & Company to evaluate its business model. Bain advised De Beers to focus on building its brand as a luxury, meaning De Beers' competitors were no longer geologists or mines, but luxury items like perfumes and BMW cars. That concludes the story about diamonds. Finally, let's ponder, why do people want diamonds? The author believes humans crave diamonds because we perceive them as rare objects with magical power tied to wealth and love. We pursue success and perfection through diamonds while using them to escape. Without the myth, diamonds are empty, just clear carbon, failing to soothe our anxiety about lacking love. All right, that's Desire Stone. This concludes our interpretation. Reading notes are below the audio. See you next time.